The recent Hungarian Grand Prix provided plenty of drama both on and off the track. A leaked radio message revealed a heated exchange between Max Verstappen and his race engineer, Gianpiero GP Lambiase, that sparked controversy and raised questions about the Dutch driver's temperament under pressure. Red Bull team principal Christian Horner has since attempted to clarify the situation, which unfolded after a collision with Lewis Hamilton that saw Verstappen drop down the order in the final stages of the race. Verstappen started the race from third on the grid, but his hopes of a podium finish were dashed after a series of strategic missteps by Red Bull and a contentious on-track encounter with his former title rival Hamilton. The Dutchman made multiple complaints over the radio throughout the race, criticizing the team's strategy and expressing frustration with his car's handling. However, the flashpoint came when Verstappen attempted to overtake Hamilton at turn 1, resulting in a dramatic collision that saw his Red Bull go airborne after making contact with Hamilton's Mercedes. Following the incident, Verstappen voiced his frustration over the radio, accusing Hamilton of moving under braking. Lambiase responded in a manner that was interpreted by some as chastising Verstappen for his conduct. "I'm not even going to get into a radio fight with the other teams, Max. We'll let the stewards do their thing. It's childish on the radio. Childish." After the race, Christian Horner was quick to address the situation, clarifying that Lambiase's childish comment was not directed at Verstappen specifically. "GP, I think, at that point actually wasn't referring to Max," Horner explained. "I think he's referring to others on the radio complaining about penalties, so I don't think GP's reference at that point was in reference to Max. Others are obviously gunning for penalties because the stewards are listening to the radio as well." Horner acknowledged that the relationship between Verstappen and Lambiase, which he has previously likened to an old married couple, is characterized by frank and forthright exchanges. "They've been together for 8 years, and there are things that we could have done better in the race today," Horner said, "but it's something that we'll talk about as a team." Despite the disappointment of the Hungarian Grand Prix, Horner emphasized that any discussions between Verstappen and Lambiase would take place privately, away from the public eye. "Max was frustrated, which we can understand," he added. "He has a very direct line of communication with his engineer, so that's something that will be discussed between the two of them." Following the race, Verstappen faced the media in a fiery mood, addressing his critics and defending his actions during the Grand Prix. He expressed frustration over having to give up his position to Lando Norris early in the race, after being instructed by his team to do so when the FIA investigated an overtaking maneuver off the circuit at turn 1. Verstappen felt wronged by the decision, and his mood worsened as the race progressed, particularly after Hamilton successfully undercut him to gain position during the middle stint. Verstappen's speed was evident throughout the race as he consistently closed the gap between himself and Hamilton. However, despite his quick pace, he found himself struggling to make a successful overtake on the Mercedes driver. This frustration may have contributed to the uncharacteristic error he made when trying to pass Hamilton around the outside of turn 2. As if that wasn't enough, Verstappen was dealt another blow during the final round of pit stops when Charles Leclerc managed to sneak ahead of him. This only added to the already mounting pressure on Verstappen to make up positions and salvage his race. Showing resilience and determination, Verstappen eventually managed to overtake Leclerc, moving himself back up the order. But perhaps his eagerness to make up for lost ground got the best of him when he attempted a risky overtake on Hamilton into turn 1. The clash that ensued ultimately cost him valuable positions, dropping him down to a disappointing 5th place finish. It was a bitter pill to swallow after a race that showed so much promise for Verstappen. In his post-race comments, Verstappen was unapologetic about his radio messages, saying, "They can all F*** off," in response to those who felt his criticism of the team had gone too far. "I mean, of course I'm annoyed, but I've been annoyed before. Sometimes you press the radio to voice your opinion, and that's what I did today, hoping that maybe the second pit stop would be a better call, but it wasn't. For me, that is not distracting when I'm driving. Of course, I'm annoyed, but you also then focus back on what you have to do, and that's of course controlling the car." Following the nail-biting race that had fans on the edge of their seats, emotions were running high in the paddock as both Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton faced questions about the controversial incident that led to their collision on the track. Verstappen, often praised for his fearless and aggressive driving style, remained composed as he fielded inquiries from the press. With a steely gaze and unwavering tone, he made it clear that he was ready to address the situation head-on. Verstappen stood firm in his conviction that discussions would be conducted in a professional manner. He reassured everyone present that there would be no outbursts or heated confrontations, emphasizing the importance of maintaining respect and sportsmanship within the sport of Formula One. As the cameras flashed and the reporters scribbled furiously in their notepads, Verstappen's demeanor never faltered. His commitment to handling the situation with grace and dignity was evident in every word he spoke, and although the incident had undoubtedly stirred up controversy, it seemed that Verstappen Verstappen was determined to rise above the drama and focus on moving forward towards the next race on the calendar. On the other hand, Hamilton, a seasoned veteran of the sport, acknowledged the performance advantage that Verstappen seemed to hold at certain parts of the track. Despite the collision that ended their battle prematurely, Hamilton chose to adopt a philosophical stance, referring to the incident as a mere racing incident. This mature perspective from the seven-time world champion served to diffuse some of the tension surrounding the on-track clash between the two fierce competitors. As the Formula One season progresses, all eyes will be on Verstappen and Hamilton to see how they navigate their relationship on and off the track following this latest altercation. The rivalry between the two drivers continues to captivate fans and pundits alike, adding an element of intrigue and excitement to the already thrilling world of motorsport. "It's not nerve-wracking," Hamilton said when asked about his battle with Verstappen. "I think when you see the pace at which they close the gap in certain corners, you just laugh to yourself because it's not something I can do, particularly in the last sector. They were very, very strong, same as the McLarens." Hamilton recounted the incident from his perspective, saying, I saw him coming from a long way back and he was able to brake a lot later than me, but he sent it up the inside, I stayed still, and he clipped the wheel and went over, so I think a racing incident." Despite the challenging circumstances, Lewis Hamilton showed his true racing prowess as he managed to salvage a third-place finish at the recent Grand Prix. This achievement marked his third podium in the last 4 races, highlighting his consistency and determination on the track. While acknowledging that Mercedes struggled to match the pace of rivals McLaren and Red Bull, Hamilton remained appreciative of his team's relentless efforts to enhance the performance of the car. "The team has truly been exceptional in their dedication to pushing the limits of this car," he commended. Despite the challenges they faced, Hamilton and Mercedes were able to stay competitive and secure valuable points in the championship standings. Reflecting on the intense battle on track and the strategic tire management required during the race, Hamilton expressed his satisfaction with the outcome. "It was a tough race from start to finish, but we managed to hold on and make our tires last," he recounted. The thrilling competition towards the end of the race added an extra level of excitement for both the drivers and the fans, showcasing the unpredictable nature of motor racing. In conclusion, Hamilton's admirable performance in securing a podium finish under challenging circumstances serves as a testament to his skill and determination as a driver. With the support of his dedicated team, he remains optimistic and focused on further success in the upcoming races. During the Hungarian Grand Prix, Max Verstappen's behavior left many fans and observers divided. Some praised his aggressive driving style and relentless pursuit of victory, while others criticized his hot-headedness and fiery interactions with other drivers on the track. Verstappen's fiery clashes with his rivals, including Lewis Hamilton, added to the drama of the race and intensified the already fierce competition in the Formula One season. Off the track, Verstappen's emotional outbursts and outspoken nature also drew attention and sparked debate. Some fans appreciate his candidness and willingness to speak his mind, while others believe his behavior crosses the line and reflects poorly on the sport as a whole. Verstappen's actions have raised questions about his approach to racing and how he handles pressure in high-stakes situations. As the season progresses, all eyes will be on Max Verstappen to see how he responds to the criticism and controversy surrounding his behavior at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Will he continue to push boundaries and ruffle feathers, or will he dial back his intensity and focus solely on his performance on the track? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure: Max Verstappen's actions will continue to be a topic of discussion and interest in the Formula One community.